Hey everyone and welcome. Now you know as well as I do that the nation's being dumbed down on purpose. And every day shocks me at how dumb people can be. None more so than the ones that come out of, get this, higher education. Don't know why they call it higher education, because it seems to make you as dumb as a box of rocks.
And I do believe that we have rotten politics, and I'm not using that as an exaggeration.
Now this was a lad was brought on Good Morning Britain. And this just proves, in my honest opinion, why universities should be stripped back. We need a doge just for the university professors that are filling kids' heads with such tripe. Have a listen to what this Fraggle has to say, and then tell me that he's not been wazzikized by the disgraceful teachers. Have a listen.
Universities, let's step up, make these transitions to plant-based catering. You know, the way I see it, serving meat and dairy at a university is akin to serving cigarettes at a lung cancer conference.
I personally think listening to you, or any other vegan for that matter, is akin to allowing someone to drill a hole in your head and suck out your brains through a straw.
So you're saying that everybody has a duty to be vegan?
No, what I'm saying is universities...
Do we all have a duty to be vegan?
Do we have a duty to be vegan? I think that we should all be eating as sustainably as we possibly can.
So, that wasn't an answer to the question. Do we all have a duty to be vegan?
Well, the science is, pointing us to the fact, we've got University of Oxford research, Harvard research coming out, almost weekly.
So students going to university who eat meat, the reason you're saying this is because you think we all have a duty to be vegan.
What I'm saying is that universities have a duty to act on the very research that they're providing. You would hardly see the NHS advertising cigarettes at a conference. No, I have answered the question, Ed.
Do we have a duty to be vegan?
I think we have a duty to eat as sustainably as we possibly can, and to be supporting British farmers, supporting local producers in a way that's a win for everyone.
OK, well, Carl, let's bring you in here then. So Nathan's saying it's a duty, it's a key solution to the climate.
Now, did you hear that, everyone? He won't say that he thinks it's a duty, not a duty, but he wants to be able to force everybody. He won't say that out loud, but in the same breath he'll say, but universities shouldn't cater to those that eat meat. Isn't that the same thing with minced words? Now this Fraggle doesn't look like he's eating vegetarian only, does he? Let's remember, vegans have to take supplements, and the reason for that is they don't get the nutriments that your body needs. So he's talking absolute Fraggle words here, isn't he? He's been completely indoctrinated, and this is another reason why vegans are probably one of the most hated groups in the country, and it's because they don't just become vegan for themselves, they want to impose that on others, authoritarian-like. And we don't want you, you little Fraggle, to give us words of advice, because obviously you're a cuckwomble of the highest order. And we shouldn't listen. Now let's have a listen to the farmer. Now let's remember, our farmers are generational farmers, which means not only have they got knowledge of themselves, because this is a young chap, but they've also got the knowledge of many, many, many generations before them. So if you ask me, the farmer knows what he's talking about, and the university student with his nose and ear pierced should go back to school and actually learn something valuable for once. Let's have a listen to what the farmer says.
Crisis, and he also says that those who do serve meat, it's akin to serving cigarettes, to giving people cigarettes.
Morning, yes, that's ridiculous, to be honest. We need to be buying British, and that includes eating in beef and lamb from the British Isles. Beef and lamb makes our countryside look the way it does. The grass, 65% of British farmland is grass. Last time I checked, we can't eat grass. Cows and lambs, sheep can, so they're the best thing in producing sustainable and producing from the UK.
Nathan?
Well, I would actually love to, reach across this divide and say to Carl, we are 100% on the same side when we say that we should be supporting British farmers and British producers. But
so long as it's not dairy and meat, we just want veggies. We just want the veggies. Even though he's just alluded to the reason why that's not possible. But let's continue.
Doing so whilst we have our current food system with an inadequate subsidy scheme based on animal products is doing that with one arm tied behind our back. What I'd love to see is our government and our universities step up to support British producers and, in fact, there's research polling of farmers in Scotland that have had the question posed to them, if the subsidy system was put in place to help you transition to plant-based production away from animal farming, the vast majority of farmers said that they would love to do
of the
that.
farmland we have, because you can only grow grass on it.
Boom, and there you go. 65% of our farmland in the country, which is free land that can be used for produce, can't be crop farmed on. And the reason for that is we're not a flat country, you muppet. We have hilly areas, a lot of them, and in those hilly areas you can't get crop machinery down, but you can get the most sustainable food source we've got, grass eaters. You can let the cattle eat on those lands. So 65%, if we were to stop meat, 65% of all of our farms would shut instantly, and the land wouldn't be able to be used for the crops that he thinks they can. This is why you shouldn't listen to idiots like him. You should always go to the source, the ones that know what they're talking about. Absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? Now, let's go into a little tiny bit more detail. If you didn't know, on per capita basis, so per person, we consume in this country, the UK, 10.3 kilograms of meat each per year. 10.3. He wants to start in the university, start small obviously, but then he's obviously going to want this on everybody else. So he's telling everybody in the country they can no longer eat 10.3 kilograms worth of food because it upsets his moral sensitivities. How about grow a backbone? You do you, we'll do us, and we're not going to listen to you because you're an idiot. If you need supplements, the food you're eating isn't ample, is it? Let me know what you think. I'd like to know your opinion. We're heading down a dark route, aren't we? Maybe, like I said at the beginning, we do need a Doge, and we need to rip through the universities like a whirlwind. Root out the professors and the teachers that are teaching this sort of rubbish, and put people that are adequate at the job, i.e. teaching them the things that will better them in the future. I'm sick to death of people like this, uppity little shits telling me what I can and can't do with my own life. You do you, I'll do me. Isn't it, everyone? Hypocrite. Stay sane.